Left-wing politics supports social equality and egalitarianism, often in opposition of social hierarchy. Left-wing politics typically involves a concern for those in society whom its adherents perceive as disadvantaged relative to others, as well as a belief that there are unjustified inequalities that need to be reduced or abolished. According to Emeritus Professor of Economics Barry Clark, left-wing supporters claim that human development flourishes when individuals engage in cooperative, mutually respectful relations that can thrive only when excessive differences in status, power, and wealth are eliminated. Within the left-right political spectrum, left and right were coined during the French Revolution, referring to the seating arrangement in the French Estates General. Those who sat on the left generally opposed the ancient regime and the Bourbon monarchy and supported the French Revolution, the creation of a democratic republic and the secularization of society, while those on the right were supportive of the traditional institutions of the old regime. Usage of the term left became more prominent after the restoration of the French monarchy in 1815, when it was applied to the independence. The word wing was first appended to left and right in the late 19th century, usually with disparaging intent, and left-wing was applied to those who were unorthodox in their religious or political views. The term left was later applied to a number of movements, especially republicanism in France during the 18th century, followed by socialism, including anarchism, communism, the labor movement, Marxism, social democracy and syndicalism in the 19th and 20th centuries. Since then, the term left-wing has been applied to a broad range of movements, including the civil rights movement, feminist movement, LGBT rights movement, anti-war movement and environmental movement, as well as a wide range of political parties. The following positions are typically associated with left-wing politics. Leftist economic beliefs range from Keynesian economics and the welfare state through industrial democracy and the social market to the nationalization of the economy and central planning, to the anarcho-syndicalist advocacy of a council and assembly-based self-managed anarchist communism. During the Industrial Revolution, leftists supported trade unions. At the beginning of the 20th century, many leftists advocated strong government intervention in the economy. Leftists continue to criticize the perceived exploitative nature of globalization, the race to the bottom, and unjust layoffs and exploitation of workers. In the last quarter of the 20th century, the belief that the government ought to be directly involved in the day-to-day workings of an economy declined in popularity amongst the center-left, especially social democrats who adopted the third way. Other leftists believe in Marxian economics, named after the economic theories of Karl Marx. Some distinguish Marx's economic theories from his political philosophy, arguing that Marx's approach to understanding the economy is independent of his advocacy of revolutionary socialism or his belief in the inevitability of a proletarian revolution. Marxian economics do not exclusively rely on Marx and draw from a range of Marxist and non-Marxist sources. The dictatorship of the proletariat and workers' state are terms used by some Marxists, particularly Leninists and Marxist-Leninists, to describe what they see as a temporary state between the capitalist state of affairs and a communist society. Marx defined the proletariat as salaried workers, in contrast to the lumpenproletariat, who he defined as the outcasts of society such as beggars, tricksters, entertainers, buskers, criminals and prostitutes. The political relevance of farmers has divided the left. In Das Kapital, Marx scarcely mentioned the subject. Mikhail Bakunin thought the lumpenproletariat was a revolutionary class, while Mao Zedong believed that it would be rural peasants, not urban workers, who would bring about the proletarian revolution. Left libertarians, libertarian socialists and anarchists believe in a decentralized economy run by trade unions, workers' councils, cooperatives, municipalities and communes, opposing both state and private control of the economy, preferring social ownership and local control in which a nation of decentralized regions is united in a confederation. The global justice movement, also known as the anti-globalization movement and the alter-globalization movement, protests against corporate economic globalization due to its negative consequences for the poor, workers, the environment, and small businesses. One of the foremost left-wing advocates was Thomas Paine, one of the first individuals since left and right became political terms to describe the collective human ownership of the world, which he speaks of in Agrarian Justice. As such, most of left-wing thought and literature regarding envir